Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirait Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. We're reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, 22nd chapter, titled as Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahūti. Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu married his daughter Devahūti with Kardama Muni. After the marriage, then Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu decided to return back to his own kingdom. On the way, while he was returning from Bindu Sarovar, he went through all the forests and he saw along the river Saraswati beautiful hermitages, ashrams of various munis, rishis. He was accompanied by his wife Satarupa, and they were driving on their chariot for their capital back to their own city. After marrying his daughter Devahūti, he came back to his own kingdom. So the description of the ancient civilization, ancient kingdom of Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu, which is in the Sati Yuga. So we are millions of years, we are traveling back in the journey, and we can see here there is a wonderful description of kingdom of Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu in this shloka. How the ancient civilization looked like, that is described in this shloka. So here Maitreya Rishi is describing this to Vidurji, and Maitreya Rishi says, Tam ayantam abhipretya brahmavartat prajapatim Gita samstuti vadirtre pratyudiyu parhashita pratyudiyu praharshita. Translation. Overjoyed to know of his arrival, his subjects came forth from Brahmavarta to greet the returning Lord with songs, prayers, and musical instruments. So Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu returned back to his own kingdom, and when he returned to his own kingdom, all the citizens of this kingdom of Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu, they received him with songs, prayers, and musical instruments. So Srila Prabhupada ji describes here in the purport, it is the custom of citizens of a kingdom's capital to receive the king when he returns from a tour. There is a similar description when Lord Krishna returned to Dwarka after the battle of Kurukshetra. At that time, he was received by all classes of citizens at the gate of the city. Formerly, capital cities were surrounded by walls, and there were different gates for regular entrance. So here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, when Lord Krishna came back from Hastinapur to Dwarka, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So when Lord Krishna from Hastinapur came back to Dwarka, then all the citizens of Hastinapur, Dwarka, received Lord Krishna by singing various songs, prayers, and everybody came to receive Lord Krishna. Now, in the ancient civilization, all the cities were surrounded by walls. So there were different gates actually for entrance into the city. Still, in many places, like in Delhi also, there is a gate. There are old gates, and they still exist in many of the cities. Now, this kingdom of this Maharaj Swayambhuva Manu, The name of this kingdom was Barhishmati, which was the capital of Brahmavarta, the kingdom of Swayambhu Manu. So the capital city is Barhishmati, and the name of the kingdom was Brahmavarta. Now, this whole continent in the ancient time was called as Brahmavarta, and the entire universe was ruled by Maharaj Swayambhu Manu. So he was emperor. The ancient civilization was much more aristocratic than current civilization. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So in the olden times, people were much more cultured and they were rich than currently. Like current civilization, everything is of plastic actually. But in the olden times, in the ancient civilization, everything was gold and diamond and precious metals were used. And uh, everybody had like a very well cultured community. So when here the king comes, then everybody comes and receives him at the gates, and they sing the prayers, and so that sort of respect they had for the Maharaj Swayambhu Manu. So Maharaj Swayambhu Manu came back to his own capital city. The name of the city is Barhishmati, and everybody, all citizens came and they welcomed Maharaj Swayambhu Manu. They decorated themselves very nicely and then sang with the music, song and nice songs and played musical instruments. So this description of this Barhishmati is there in the next two shlokas in 29 and 30. It says that Barhishmati nama puri sarva sampat samanvita nyaya patan yatra romani yagna shanga vidhunavata कुशकाशास्ते वासान शाश्वतधारिता वर्चसा रश्यो यही paraභāvya yagna gnānan yagnam ijare. So here the description is that the city of Barhishmati, rich in all kinds of wealth, was so called because Lord Vishnu's hair dropped there from his body when he manifested himself as a Lord Boar. So this city, which is Barhishmati, which was the capital of Maharaj Swayambhu Manu's kingdom, the name of this city was after Lord Varahadev's pastime, where Lord Varahadev, when he appeared as a boar incarnation, Lord Vishnu appeared, then he dropped his hair there at Barhishmati. As he shook his body, this very hair fell and turned into blades of evergreen kusha grass. And kusha, another kind of grass used for mats, by means of which the sages worshipped Lord Vishnu after defeating the demons who had interfered with the performance of their sacrifice. So this kusha grass, on which they usually make the mats out of this grass actually. So that kusha grass is nothing but the manifestation of Lord Varahadev's Lord Vara is another incarnation of Lord Vishnu. There are 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. So in this, Varahadev is one of the incarnation. And when he appeared, the hair which fell off from this turned into a grass which is called Kusha grass. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada ji explains, any place directly connected with Supreme Lord is called Pithasthana. Barhishmati, the capital of Swayambhu Manu, was exalted not because the city was very rich in wealth and opulence, but also because the hairs of Lord Vara fell at this very spot. These hairs of Lord later grew as evergreen grass, and the sages used to worship the Lord with that grass after that time when the Lord killed the demon Hiranyaksha. So here, the kingdom of Barhishmati was rich in wealth, as well as it has rich cultural heritage. And what was the cultural heritage? That Lord Vishnu, when he appeared as Vara, his blessing was there in that place. And Lord Vishnu killed a demon, his name was Hiranyaksha. Srila Prabhupada explains the meaning of the word Yagna here. Yagna means Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, karma is described as yagnartha. Yagnartha karmano anyatra yogo yam karma bandhana. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that karma means yagna, and yagna means to perform any activity for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. So yagna means do anything for Lord Krishna. When you do it for yourself, for money, or for anything else, that is called sense enjoyment. But when you do it for Krishna, it is called yagna. We all should do yagna. Whatever we do should do for Krishna. If something is done for sense gratification or any other purpose, it will be binding upon the worker. You see this? Very interesting. Anything you do and you look for self-interest, it is binding you. If one wants to be free from reaction of his work, he must perform everything for satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna, and that is called yagna. In the capital of Swayambhu Manu, Bharishmati, this particular function was being performed by the great saintly persons. So Santa, saintly person or devotees, they don't do anything for themselves. They do it for all Krishna, and that is called as yagna. The day you start doing for yourself, you're going to suffer from the reactions of your karma. But when you do it for Krishna, then there is no reaction for Krishna, for your karma. So in the kingdom of Bharishmati, this was a culture. What was the culture? To perform yagna. And what is that yagna? Yagna means to do all your activities for Krishna. Right? So that was the culture in Bharishmati. That was the ancient civilization. In ancient civilization, the people used to work for Krishna. In the modern civilization, people work for themselves. So that is the difference between Krishna culture and the modern culture. In the ancient times, there was no money. Ancient civilization, there was no paper currency. There was no exchange of money. There was exchange of goods. Like say you do farming, you produce some grains, and you help somebody, then people will give you grains, like a barter system, right? So teachers also never used to charge to the students. Ancient civilization, everything was everybody was dependent on each other, right? So everybody used to help each other. Farmers helping businessmen helping kings, or kings are helping brahmanas, and kings are looking after the civilized common citizens. So in this way, there was no exchange of money. Everything was for the welfare of each other. It was very nice society. But current society, there is a class of society which grabs all the money, and other people are poor. So then poor people don't have anything, and then the rich has everything they want. So everything is distributed unequally. While in the ancient time it was not so. Everybody was happy because everybody was helping each other. Everybody was looking after each other. If you work for somebody, then somebody will come and give you whatever the things you needed, like so you need a food or shelter or whatever you need, and they used to help each other. But then the governments introduced this paper currency. Paper has no value actually, but they have put a value on this $1,000 and $500 and this dollars and that. So actually, in the ancient time, the wealth was calculated by the gold, but now that gold is replaced by the paper. Now paper is useless, but still, when that paper they put a stamp on it, it becomes like a very expensive paper. That's the rupee currency note, right? So every government is supposed to print the currency equal to amount of gold they have, but nowadays that rule is also not being obeyed. And like America, the country is in debt of trillions of dollars, but still they are printing the currencies. So that is why the whole inflation, the cost of living is going high, because there is no check and balance in the society, which was not that in the time of Maharaj Swayambhu Manu. Everything was systematic until the time of Maharaj Parikshit actually. King Parikshit was also the last proper emperor who ruled the world, and then all the rogues took over the whole things, and all the politicians they exploit the community. They take away everything from the count. They charge a lot of taxes, and and then give nothing in return. So that is the modern civilization. We say we are advanced, but we are not actually. We are regressed more than ever before. We all survive on the artificial things, and all this food is causing the cancer. They use pesticides in the food now. Well, in the olden times, that was not so. You go in the farm and take the fresh fruits and vegetables. So everything is artificial nowadays. So what can we say, right? We'll pause here and we'll continue tomorrow. Grantraj